Imagine waking up in a world turned upside down. A world where everything you believe in is flipped on its head, where the boundaries between good and evil, right and wrong begin to blur, and you find yourself at a crossroads, unsure of who to trust. A mysterious figure emerges, charismatic, persuasive, seductive, a figure capable of altering the course of history, not to save, but to destroy, to corrupt what little hope we have left. Today we're diving into one of humanity's most feared and fascinating enigmas, the Antichrist. But before we proceed, let me ask you this. Do you have the courage to face the truth behind this shadowy figure? If so, take a deep breath, because what we're about to uncover might forever change the way you see the world. The birth of a prophecy. Since the dawn of civilization, the idea of a savior and an adversary has permeated cultures. For Christians, the Antichrist is the embodiment of deception, not someone who comes to ease the world's pain, but to deepen it. He is the wolf in sheep's clothing, darkness masquerading as light, a being capable of deceiving entire nations with false promises of peace, while secretly intending to plunge the world into deeper chaos. But who is the Antichrist? A person, a concept, an idea? Or is it something far greater, a force, an energy that transcends human comprehension? Many prophecies speak not just of a specific being, but of a system, a social and spiritual force that emerges from a world in collapse, in despair. The Antichrist may not be just a person, but an idea that becomes indispensable when everything around us begins to crumble. Could he be a physical entity, flesh and blood, or a presence manifested through a system of control, a manipulation that comes from within ourselves? He may be closer than we imagine, in every decision we make, in every small detail we choose to ignore. And that's the key question we must ponder. Are we ready to recognize the signs of his arrival? The signs of his arrival. In Christian tradition, it is said that the Antichrist will appear during a time of great global despair, relentless wars, devastating economic crises, unending natural disasters, and an unprecedented spiritual crisis would create the perfect stage for a false Messiah to emerge. Someone who promises to solve all our problems, offering peace, comfort, and answers to our deepest questions. But what if he's already here? What if he's already among us, hidden, not with obvious signs, but with strategies so subtle we barely notice? We live in an age where appearances often matter more than essence. The sweet, compelling rhetoric of certain political leaders, manipulation disguised as good through social media, the false sense of security we feel in our digital bubbles. Could these be the first signs of mass manipulation, a preparation for something greater? Among the signs many believe to herald his arrival are a false peace, a period when conflicts seem to disappear, but tension lurks in the shadows. Mass manipulation, communication technologies, and social networks, while connecting us, may also enslave us. Could we be puppets, unknowingly led in a reality designed to serve the interests of a few, while the majority remains blind? Miracles and wonders. The Antichrist may not come with terror, but with astonishing wonders. Unexplainable phenomena that convince even the most skeptical of his divine authority. His ability to present himself as the solution to our problems makes him even more terrifying. His power to seduce even the most resilient hearts. Why does the Antichrist fascinate us so much? Perhaps the answer lies in the fact that he isn't just a religious figure, but also a reflection of our deepest fears. Fear of being deceived, of losing control over our lives, of watching the world collapse before our eyes. He reminds us of something we may have forgotten. Darkness never fully disappears. It always lingers, waiting for the right moment to emerge. The Antichrist is also a lesson in discernment. He challenges us to look beyond the superficial, to question what is presented as truth, and to seek a deeper understanding. Because that's exactly what he aims to destroy, the pure essence of truth. What if he's real? Some argue that the Antichrist is merely a metaphor, a way to symbolize hard times. Others firmly believe he is real, a force or entity waiting for the perfect moment to act. Regardless of how you perceive him, one thing is undeniable. The Antichrist stirs profound emotions, forcing us to reflect on the nature of evil, control, and manipulation, and the impact this figure has on our culture and spirituality. What if he's already at work, not with horns or obvious signs, but through subtle strategies, the power to unite, seduce, and control without us realizing it? Think carefully. Who today has the power to shape opinions, dictate behaviors, and manipulate the masses? Could the Antichrist be disguising himself in other forms, hidden under the veil of progress, modernity, and consumerism? The role of hope. While the theme of the Antichrist is cloaked in fear and mystery, his presence also carries an important lesson: the need to stay vigilant. We mustn't live in a constant state of paranoia, but in a state of awareness. We need to value what is true, seek authenticity in a world where truth truth is often distorted. The Antichrist challenges us to question our beliefs, to seek what is good and just, and to resist the temptations offered to us. Ultimately, the Antichrist reminds us that the battle between light and darkness will never cease. But the choice of which side prevails begins within each of us. Are we ready to resist lies and embrace truth, even if it challenges us in painful ways? Are we ready to discern what is real, what is good, and what is true amid so many distractions and deceptions? And now I ask you, what if everything we've discussed is true? How would you prepare to face this reality? How would you live in a world where the line between light and darkness grows increasingly thin? This is the reflection I leave for you as the world keeps spinning with its promises and lies, its challenges and choices. What will we do in the face of it all? Thank you for watching, and remember, not everything is as it seems.